Hey everybody, it's Scott Leckie from Democracy Tomorrow. I just wanted to give you a quick update on where things stand with the Australian elections, which were held 5 days ago. At the moment, it looks like the Labour Party, the existing government, will win 92 seats out of 150, and that the opposition Liberal National Coalition will win a mere 42 seats. So they'll have a majority of 50 seats in the lower house. One of the very unexpected outcomes of the election, in stark contrast to election night, is that it looks like the Green Party, which has had at least one member of parliament in the lower house since 2010, will not win any of those seats back because of the incredibly strong showing by Labour and the incredibly weak showing by the coalition. The Greens have suffered the consequences, and as things stand now, are likely to have no representation whatsoever in the lower house of the Australian Parliament, which is quite a backward step. At the same time, the Greens did get over 1.5 million votes or thereabouts, about 11.7% of people who voted for the Greens, and as a result of that, they will, in stark contrast to the lower house, in the upper house, the Senate, hold the balance of power in all likelihood. So no laws will be passed without support by the Greens, which means that as bad as the case is in the lower house, the case is exceptionally good with regard to the Green Party in the upper house. One of the interesting and quite sad developments in Australia as a result of this election is the amount of sort of ghoulish glee expressed by the conservative media and some conservative politicians about the current demise of the Greens within the lower house. Many people are dancing the jig about the fact that the leader of the Greens, Adam Bant, who's been representing the City of Melbourne seat since 2010, appears to have lost not only his seat but also presumably party leadership, very much as the case was with the opposition leader, Peter Dutton, who ran against the current Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, and lost not only his seat, but also the leadership in his party. So that's an unfortunate development because, I mean, really, parliaments should be a reflection of the wishes of the populace and the population, and there should be representatives that represent, a whole diverse set of views. And in discussing and debating and analyzing all of the issues with one another, we should be able to collectively to come up with the best policies and the best laws. There's also been a lot of mudslinging by the Prime Minister himself towards one of the other former members of the Green Party political representation, their housing spokesman, who also didn't win his seat up in Brisbane. And there's been a lot of banter sort of back and forth and, rather unpleasant. So, there's a great sort of animosity within the Labour Party towards the Greens, and to a degree, animosity by the Greens towards the Labour Party. And obviously, both of those parties are, left of center, so to speak. So it's not that hard to see why each one of them would have problems with the other in terms of voter base and things of that nature. But in our view, finding common ground and finding similarities in the end is going to be far more beneficial than having an adversarial relationship, particularly with people who in political parties that want more or less the same thing. So let's hope that the mudslinging ends and cooperation, reemerges. And let's hope, too, that all of the final results will be announced quite soon, and that Australia can then build on this election and see where it can go. There's a lot of great things going on in the country, but still a lot of challenges. Some deep, deep fundamental challenges on the indigenous front, huge challenges within the housing sector, within the cost of living issue, and certainly in climate change, energy policy, oceans, coral reefs, extinction of animals, and the list goes on. So there's many, many challenges confronting Australia. But that's the latest news. And if there's anything else particularly important, we will report back to you at any time. So if you want to hear anything else from Democracy Tomorrow, just let us know and we'll look into it. Our goal is to strengthen democracy where it exists and to bolster the forces for democracy in the majority of countries on planet Earth where it does not exist. And so if you have any thoughts, any ideas, please let us know. Please subscribe to the channel, stay in touch, and we hope all is well.